Okay! Everybody shut the fuck up! And sit down. This is very important. If you motherfuckers fail this class, you guys are gonna be sucking dick out back of McDonald's for the rest of your life. Okay, Haley, I already know you do that, because you're a dumb whore. But Haley, you're gonna be doing it for even less money and double the dicks. So you better fucking listen up. That reminds me. Make sure you see me after class. If you know what I mean. Okay. Well, first of all, this class is very important, okay? You have to... The first thing you have to... is that it's very... oh, shit. The first thing I gotta teach you guys is pretty much the basics. It's not that hard, but you gotta get it right. We gotta teach you the basics of Adobe Premiere Pro. If you don't know the basics, how are you gonna begin to make your fucking videos, you know? This is just common sense, you know? So, let's get right into it. And let's start making some fucking videos and teaching you guys how to use Adobe Premiere Pro. Pretty simple shit. But people can't figure it out, so I'm gonna teach them how to. Let's just go. Let's go. Hey, what's going on, guys? And enough acting like a complete fucking retard. Basically, this is actually a tutorial video on how to edit in Adobe Premiere Pro. I've been getting this question for a very, very long time, since I started YouTube, pretty much. Or at least how to edit, not in Premiere Pro exactly. But, yeah, I've been getting this question for a very long time. But, recently, it's, it kind of... What made me want to do this video is my real friend. Her name is Liz. You can go and follow her on Twitter, links wherever. She said to shout her out and link her Twitter. And if I didn't, she would probably kick my ass, because I might be living around there anytime soon. She's all the way in England. But, yeah, I should probably shout her out, because I don't want to get my ass kicked. So shout out to Liz. Go follow her on Twitter. She shares, like, puppy videos or whatever. But, she asked, like, hey, does anyone know how to edit in Adobe Premiere Pro? And I'm like, that's the one thing I'm good at, is editing in Premiere Pro. And so, yeah, that's what kind of threw me over the line. I was like, yeah, it's probably about time I should make one of these videos to help you guys and to help her, because she needs help. So, yeah, here is the desktop. We're going to open Premiere Pro, and I'm going to walk you through the basics, basically. Just kind of go through the beginning on how to set up your own sequence. The basics to editing, and just really basic stuff. Nothing like crazy, not like how to chroma key and audio editing and all this shit. Nothing like too crazy. But yeah, this is the first thing. I'm editing in Adobe Premiere Pro CS6. That is much better. I recommend CS6 way more than CC. But if you're using CC, it's pretty much the same shit. It'll look really similar to this. But yeah, just get CS6. It's way better if you can. So right here, you can see this is my projects. This is the one I always use. Click here, please. I'm just going to open it up real quick and show you what it entails. This is what your workspace will look like, and it has stuff in it that is already saved that I use pretty much in every video. Like right here, you can see there's an outro, there's intro music. Here's another, my regular intro, more music, watermarks, all that shit. And it's saved there. So every time I open this up, it's always there for me. But we're just gonna make a complete new one and show you what settings to use to get your video looking the best it can. Like I said, it might look a little different, but it should be pretty much the same. So click New Project, and this will be the first thing you look at. It should be pretty much like this. That you don't have to change anything on this screen. It's all just saving and just time code and all this shit. Just make sure that's HDV. That's the only thing I can recommend changing. That's about it. And then you can name it. Let's say, Come on me, daddy. That's our the name for it. Great. Now I got to look at that every time I do something. So yeah, name your sequence. I'm gonna do that again. Come on me, daddy. Now I got to look at that every time I open up Premiere Pro for a while. So basically, it'll look like this. You can go ahead and close all this. The one you're gonna be looking for is it should be named this DVC Pro HD. You'll do a little drop down. If it isn't named that, just do all the drop downs until you see one that says 1080p, because that's the one you're gonna want to use pretty much. So yeah, you just click that right there, and then go to settings. And we're gonna change it up a bit. That's not the one you're gonna use because that one's a bit fucked up, as you can see. Basically, we're gonna go to custom at the top. We're gonna completely make our own sequence settings. So right here, the first thing we're gonna do is the FPS. Now, if you're doing film, I would change it to 24 because that's what film is. That's the standard frames per second you use when you do like documentaries and television and all that shit. 30 if you're gonna do regular video for a video camera on YouTube or something, because that's most cameras. But my camera does 60 FPS, and I do gameplay stuff, so it's always gonna be 60 FPS for me now that YouTube supports it. The next thing we're gonna switch is go to this. You don't want this. This isn't even 16:9 resolution. I don't know. It says it is, but it isn't. This is like, what is this? Like 11:9 or something like that? Yeah, you're gonna change it to square. That's exactly what you want. And you're gonna change this to 1920 by 1080. That's actually 16:9. That's 1080p format. Or you can do 1280 by 720 if you want to do 720p. It's all up to you, but I do 1080 because that's much better. You can do probably 2K. You can't do 4K in Premiere Pro, but you probably can do 2K. I just don't fuck with that. All this you can leave the same. Make sure it looks like this, the 60 FPS thing. The sample rate, this is for audio. Now, it depends what you record at. I record at this exact hertz, so I match it up with this, and then that's exactly the same. We're going to change this actually to this one right here. Number 2, it's 60 hertz. The Pro one, 1080p. We're going to change that up. And this is the preview. This is what you'll be working with in your timeline thing. This is what it'll look like. So change that to match your video settings, 1080p. Now this is where it gets a little bit weird. These 2 check marks you're only going to want to do if you probably have a good machine. If you don't have a good machine, maybe not. I'm not sure. But yeah, I do it because I have a really good machine. Yeah, I don't really know for you guys. I mean, I guess experiment with it if you want to. Maximum bit depth. Yeah, I'll see settings, optimize running, memory. I'll show you what this all means. High performance system. Please check. Yeah, I'll show you what that means. It says change it to memory and your preferences. I'll show you how to do that. Yeah, come on me, daddy. And that's pretty much it. That's everything you do. This track thing is not important. You can add more tracks if you want. I just do that if I really need to. So there we go. Come on me, daddy. That's our first sequence. It is created. This is what Adobe Premiere Pro CS6 looks like. Yeah, up top you can go to sequence. It's actually edit, preference, and then memory. That's what it was talking about there. And you can change this. For mine, I have it's default to, not default, I changed it to this. RAM reserved for other applications is 4 gigs of RAM. I have 16 in my machine. And because I still do other stuff while I'm editing, so I need a little bit of RAM for the other programs so it doesn't lag up or anything. And then I give Adobe Premiere Pro 12 gigs pretty much of my RAM. So you're going to want to give Premiere Pro pretty much as much RAM as you can give it, but not all of it because it might fuck things up. If you only give it like 2 gigs of RAM and you have 16, it's going to run awful. So make sure you give it plenty of RAM to work with, because or else it's going to be just really, really laggy. And then, yeah, you can see I don't really know. It's changed to memory for me. That's because I have a better machine. I guess performance is if you have a shittier machine. So, yeah, just mess with that if you want to. I guess what we're going to do is just kind of pull in some clips and show you some basic editing shit. So, you can double-click to open stuff up if you want to. Or you can Control-I if you're on Windows. That'll open up more stuff. I guess I'll just go into my recordings file and just open that up. What can I... Oh, God, I don't even have any videos. What can I... Okay, I'll just open up a rendered video. Which one could I do? Harry Potter sex. There we go. That's a great one. No, the Dora one. That's my new video. That's the last video I did. So you just import that, and here's the basics. You know, I'm just gonna mute it because I don't want all the audio. So yeah, you just click the little drop down thing. Let your audio kind of do its thing because it'll take a while. You need to let that do its thing. There you go. Now the audio is created. So here's your tools. This is the drag tool. You can drag your clips around and all that good shit. And here's the razor tool. You're going to want to use this because that's how you cut clips. So you cut that. Let's say you see a weird moment. You don't want this moment right there. That's embarrassing. And you want to go straight to this moment. That's a great moment. You just cut that and you can cut it. You know, just get rid of that clip, drag them around, all that good stuff. Another thing you might want to know is to unlink. You right-click and unlink. That makes your audio and your video separate, so you can move them around independently, because if you don't, it'll move around together. So that's something pretty basic. What's another thing that's real basic? Right-click audio gain. That's how you turn up your audio. You know, you want to make it really loud. Let's turn it up by 15. You can watch the audio format in the bottom there, and it goes crazy. That's completely blown out. You don't want it to look like that. So that's all that good stuff. You can hide audios, make them look like that. That's how you hide right there, the little eye thing. Like, I'm just trying to show you the basics of what you can do. Make sure it's set to fit, by the way. If it's like 400, watch, it'll be really zoomed in. So I have it to just make it fit. So no matter how small or big I have this, it'll fit. And I don't have it to full. This basically means when you're previewing and moving around, it's at full resolution, but it kind of lags your computer a bit. So I don't do that because it previews it exactly how it's shown. So I do it by half. It makes the resolution a bit shitter when you watch it. It's a bit shittier, you know. So I do that. What other basic stuff can I show you? Here's the effects. I guess I'll show you around. The effects is all here. Audio effects, you know, you can add bass to it. You just make, you know, a little bit more bass to it. There's a bunch of, like, filters and stuff. I don't know. If you have any questions, you can just leave it down in the comments, and I'll try to help you with it. Here's video effects. Like I said, here's chroma key. That's how you do green screen effect. What's another effect? Pro amp, I guess you could say. That's how you do, like, saturation. Make it go black and white, or make it really super bright, which looks awful. Fast color correct is how do I make things a little bit brighter. It's you just scroll down and it makes your blacks brighter. I don't know. I like using this one more. It makes it look better. What's another really basic thing I can show you guys? I guess I didn't think this out too much, but yeah, the effects panel. Anything you want to search, you just search it in here, or you can just look through it. All your video transitions, like you crossfade. This will make it fade from one clip to the other. Like you see right here. Yep, it fades from one to the other. Wow, amazing. You can just clear that if you want to, or you can do drip to black. That'll just make it fade in, or fade out if you want to. So that's pretty the basics. I only use a couple of those. I use usually cross and drip to black or something like that. For the transitions, what other things? I mean, that's pretty much the basics. Once you know how to cut things up, how to put them in order, the basic effects, like how to, you know, make your audio levels more louder, how to, like, you know, fade in, all that basic stuff is really all you need to know. If you have any questions, you can leave it down in the comments, and all that stuff. But I'm just going to go into how to render, because that's probably the most important. So you have this beautiful video. It looks really great, doesn't it? You know, just all that great stuff. You did all your editing, all this great shit, and now you want to edit. Look at that face right there. For me, you can either go to File, Export, or you can just do, you know, it's not export. Export, yeah, it's File Export, not Import. You can go and click that, or you can just do Control M, and that's what I do. And this is how you edit. I mean, not edit. This is how you render. Rendering is the most important step, so make sure you follow this if you want the best looking videos you can. So the format here, you're gonna want to change that to H.264, which is MP4. It's very standard. It's what YouTube uses. That's what Windows uses. It's just the best, and it's really standard. So H.264, change that up. And then you're going to want to go to this and scroll down. You just want to click until you see this one. It should be not too far down. It'll say HD 1080p 30 FPS. You just want to click that, and it changes all your, your things for you, but we're going to go in and customize it ourselves. So you can see the width is 1080p, which is good. We're going to go here and go to 60 FPS to match what our video is. Like I said, if you're doing film, it's 24, but we're doing 60 FPS. We're going to render at, to make sure it's 1.0. All this stuff you don't got to mess with. If you're in England, like she is, I guess you have to use PAL, but I'm using NTSC because it's what America uses. Just make sure it looks like this, main, and all that stuff. Render at max depth. Now, this is only for if you have good computers. It'll take a lot longer if you click this, I believe, but I do it because it makes the video look a little bit better. Now, here's where it gets a bit weird. You want to make sure it's at one pass. I don't want to go into explanation about this, but just make sure it's at one pass, pretty much. It's just way better. And we're going to go in and change this because this is the max bitrate. Now, if you're doing a very important video that is like for school, has to be looks very, very well, you want to make sure the bitrate is at least 20 to 30. That's basically like how much detail is left into the video after you render it, because it compresses it. That's the point of rendering it. Compresses it, makes it smaller. But if it's at 20, that's pretty high, and it'll retain a lot of detail. But I don't do that because I render to YouTube, so I make it a bit less, 16. Keep in mind that the higher you go, the longer it'll take to render it. So if you have it at 40, it's going to take a very long time to render it. But 16, it makes this 15-minute video a little less than 2 gigs. So yeah, put that one to 16, and then this is the maximum. I put it to 20. It gives it a little leeway room, 4 megabytes of leeway room. So yeah, that's what I do for YouTube. But if I were to do like an important video, I'd probably do 24 and 30 to make sure it retains a lot of quality. But we're gonna do that, and that's it for the video one. I go to audio, make sure it looks like this, all matched up. Stereo, make sure it's not mono. Mono is awful. That's only a 1-channel thing. High quality audio, and this I just ramp it all the way up. Maximum bitrate for the audio. It only makes it a little bit more megabytes. And that's pretty much it. You don't want to mess with any of this shit. It's all not important. It's really not important for the basics. And the only last thing I can think of is this maximum render quality. This, don't use this. Don't use this unless it's very important and you have a beast machine. This is probably going to... It's probably going to make your rendering process 4 times longer. So if it's going to take like a half an hour to an hour anyway, this is going to make it take about 4 hours to 6 hours, For me, this almost 2 gig of 2 gig video is probably going to only take maybe 30 minutes. But if you have a shit machine, it's going to take a lot longer. It depends on your processor. But only check mark this if you have a beast machine and you have a lot of time to kill, because it's going to take a long time. And then all that good stuff. This is what we're going to change the name of our video to I pooed myself. And then it's at MP4. You hit save, and then you hit export, and it'll make the video start rendering, and it'll take its time. I'm going to cancel that. I don't want to render it. And that's how you render a video. Pretty simple. Like I said, if you have any questions about the real detailed shit that I missed, feel free to, tell me, and I'll be sure to do that. But other than that, that's the real basic stuff, how to set up a sequence, how to kind of chop things up, the real basic editing, and then how to render. And that's about it. Thanks for watching the video, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed. Liz, I hope this helped you out. Not sure if it did, but if you have any questions, just feel free to ask me, and I'll help you out with any details, and that goes along with any of you guys. So yeah, check out Liz's Twitter, and I hope you liked this video. Pretty random, but I just wanted to do it to help people out. Thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I guess I'll see you guys later in a regular video that's not a weird tutorial thing. Okay, thanks for watching, I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye!